session goes. Now I'm live. So
Makes
I
sense.
was,
Okay.
so Mr. William, I was asking about your vision. So what's your long-term vision?
Yes. So I really want to make a positive impact on the lives of more people. And specifically, when I was younger, I received just a little bit of positive feedback, just a little bit of encouragement and good advice that helped me find my first job in tech and go from there. So I think that working specifically with young creators in the Roblox ecosystem, um, which I was familiar with when I was a kid, I can help these young people who are building these skills that are perfectly applicable to building a startup or building a business or getting a job in tech, whether that's programming, design, uh, product management, or all these other fields. If I can just provide a little bit of good advice, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of good feedback, and just showing that there's not this imaginary high barrier that you have to complete years of college or you have to have years of experience before you can get a job or that you have to have be one of the top whatever percentage of talent or intelligence or ability. It's actually a lot more approachable than you would think. And I just want to share that and help a few people see that it's possible.
So William, if I talk about your personal life, so how do you manage your stress or burnout in such a demanding field? So how you manage?
Okay, so my work style is pretty unusual to where, I'm here locally, it's a Sunday morning. I don't treat the weekdays and weekends differently, which might not work for most people, but I find that when it's dragging me down, when I'm working on a project that doesn't give me that energy, that zest for life, um, either taking a full day off, which I don't always do, or looking forward to a project that I know is helping people, like the one I mentioned where I'm helping a wedding photographer build a good business that will help her raise a family, likely help the photographers on her projects earn a better income. That type of thing helps me keep going and helps me know that I am doing something that's a little bit better than just increasing shareholder value. That really recharges me.
And what's your hobbies?
I mean, it might sound ridiculous. It sounds like the stereotypical dating profile thing where you like to take long walks on the beach. I like to walk around this city. I listen to podcasts, um, and sometimes about a little like light philosophical topics or tech, or I'm listening recently to this podcast about happiness. Um, I'll walk either back and forth daily to this co-working space or across the city, which is quite a few kilometers to the big local park that stretches halfway across the city. Um, that's the main thing I do in my free time.
If I say describe your personality in 3 words, so what would it be?
My personality in 3 words. Hmm. Approachable, helper, and kind.
Wow, very nice. And why you take time to think about yourself? This is just not a question, just I want to know for my information. You
Oh,
take,
one more,
yeah,
one more time.
you are thinking, you are taking time to describing yourself. So why? Every question you give the answer in, in a second. But when I ask about yourself, so you took a time. This is called self
Mm,
reflection. So what do you think self reflection? What is self reflection?
what is self-reflection?
Ah,
That's the type
this,
of thing you could have a full 1 hour podcast
this
about.
is a this is the thing that you are doing, self reflection, that
Hmm.
when I asked the question that describe yourself in 3 words, so you were thinking, you were reflecting. This is called self reflection.
Okay. Well, it's just I want to describe, to answer that question, how do other people perceive me, right? Not what do I think, because that doesn't really explain how do I come across to other people. So just putting myself in the mind of those around me, and remembering how have people described me in the past, I think is more important than just saying what I think I come across as. You know what I mean? It's an extra layer.
So, what do you think, William? That what three things are three areas for the improvement in your personality or in your life and professional life? What do you think? What three areas, improvement areas?
Mm, okay. So I've said that I communicate accurately, but I think there's this really interesting spectrum between over communication and under communication. And I think everyone listening to this knows what I mean. When you think of someone, you know where they fall on the spectrum. And I'm a little bit towards under communication. I should be a little bit more proactive on sending an email early, sending an update early, sending a follow-up early, even if it's just, oh, the follow-up is I did some research. There's no update to the work. So just a little bit more towards the over communication side of the spectrum. And I do need to take a little bit more time off, and effectively, right? Not just taking time off and doing unhealthy things, but truly recharging and um, focusing on the things that give me energy. And one more thing, what's something else I could improve? Nothing. I'm almost perfect. Just kidding. So I think it's something that I've only learned more recently. What I described earlier on this podcast is outreach. So when I was day one and I was learning, I didn't tell anybody, I didn't reach out, and then I realized that once you do start reaching out, it takes time. It takes a lot of time when you finally make that connection that gets you your first bit of work. So that's something I had to learn for myself, and something I should still take advantage of now. For example, I'm about to launch a startup. I just put in my thing here, founder of Morado, and I'm starting to reach out, and I need to be more aggressive. Starting yesterday, starting today, telling everybody I know I'm doing this thing. If you know anybody who would use it, use it. If you know anybody who's done a similar thing, I need to learn from them. I need the connections. I need the knowledge, and just being proactive about that, and not aggressive, but rapid to do all this outreach to hundreds of contacts as soon as possible. So you start that pipeline of they have you in their mind, and then it's months from then when they shake hands with someone at a meetup who's doing something similar, and they think, "Oh, William's also doing that, and I can connect them," which is the type of thing that helps build business.
That's great. So, William, what do you think if I talk about the mindset?
Okay.
So, yeah, growth mindset and fixed mindset. So, what do you think? Which is the,
Mm,
what's your perspective or opinion about it?
okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is I think there's this misconception that there's this period of time where you learn and this period of time where you do. So when you're young, you're in school and you're learning, and then you get a job and you stop learning and you start doing, which is not the case at all. Um, Obviously, you can start working earlier, but importantly, critically, you need to keep learning. Um, in any field, but especially this one, where everything's changing so quickly and the rate at which things are changing is increasing. So every day you need to keep up with, very briefly, what's happened recently. Does that affect what I'm doing right now? Does that what affect what I'm going to be doing 2 years from now? Um, is the technology that I'm about to choose for this project that's starting a week from now actually the best way to go about it, or has something come out that would make it easier, faster, cheaper? Um, so being on top of, and it doesn't have to be all of the time. It can be 2 hours a week, once a week. It can be an hour a day, every day, just to learn more deeply on tools that you're using, or to learn a new framework, learn um, a new method for professional outreach. Maybe there's a new platform similar to LinkedIn that just came out that might be a good fit for what you're doing, to join and start connecting through. Just keeping on top of this change will put you in the best position possible to succeed.
If I talk about the teamwork or leadership skills, so have you faced any conflict, or if you face, so how do you handle these types of situation conflict within a team?
Okay, so I think it's really important to always take a step back and understand that when someone makes a mistake or someone makes the wrong decision, they're doing their best. You're both on the same team. You have, as far as the team goes, the same objectives, but you're living different lives. Maybe you're in different physical locations. You join the team at different times. Um, but understanding what are the differences that led them to make a different decision, and how can you communicate that in a way that's not personally attacking them, but just pointing out that from your experience, this is what's going to be more effective, and this is the direction that we should move in going forward. And this is how you and everyone else on the team, if it's someone's making an incorrect decision that could mean that half of the people on the team would have done that, how can we change this in an organizational way every time something like this happens, so that everyone on the team, everyone in the organization makes better decisions going forward?
So in the end, I just want to know about the artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So so what's your opinion about it? You used
Ooh. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to know about the artificial intelligence. So you are
Mhm.
using any special apps in your working, as we are using ChatGPT. So what about yourselves? Any special you used?
Oh yeah. So I wouldn't say anything special. Um, I mean, this is the type of thing that will become out of date very quickly, but probably what I use to write the most of my code is Claude Desktop, connected to a set of MCP servers called Desktop Commander that will connect to um, local version of the Git repository. So it reads code, it's able to search code, um, get the correct context, and write recommendations. Well, write code in a way that makes sense for the current code base, rather than um, opening a chat interface that has no context of your code base and asking it to write code and then manually integrating that. It saves a lot of time if it just has the correct variable names, uses the same style that you're already using, uses the same libraries that you've already imported instead of importing new libraries. Um, and I think the more interesting conversation in AI is understanding what it can accomplish and what it cannot. So where you need to make these planning level decisions, um, to prompt it correctly and understanding what it does and does not do. So the way these models are trained using uh, expert professionals who are looking for specific output. So you need to either prompt it to ask you clarifying questions or be specific and correct. If you're specific but incorrect, it will give you a specific incorrect output. And then you need to either catch that or change the way you're asking it.
So, William, I want to know about Roblox gaming session. So, what is this Roblox gaming?
Okay, so the most concise way to describe Roblox is it is YouTube for games. And what I mean by that is on YouTube, it is 100% user-generated content. People who join the platform make all of the videos. Your homepage on YouTube is a set of recommendations based on what you've watched before. And on Roblox, all of the games are made by users, and your homepage is a set of recommendations based on what you've played before, what you've liked or disliked, and what your friends have played, what's popular in the genres you enjoy, that sort of thing. And to go just a little bit more deeply, um, making YouTube videos is a specific type of content creation, but making a game in Roblox involves ideation, coding, design, uh, and a few other things, then teamwork, and then publishing, marketing, advertising, customer interviews, um, pivoting based on whether something's succeeding or not, which is one-to-one applicable to the tech startup world, to any type of business. So I think it's an incredible way to learn, especially because it is so easy to reach an audience on Roblox. If you build a B2B SaaS and launch it, even if it works, then you have to do the incredibly difficult work of reaching potential users. But on Roblox, it is super easy to find, you know, people who just want to play a new game. And then you get feedback, and then you can iterate based on that. And you can learn this whole process without spending money on uh, trying to advertise to small businesses who are really busy and don't want to try your new thing just for the sake of trying something new.
Thank you so much, Mr. William. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your experience you shared with all of us. So now I'm going to end my stream. So next time, my student, my team will also connect with you for the podcast. So I'm very, very deeply, highly thankful to you. Take care.
Wonderful. Thank
So
you so much for your time. Yeah, this was really nice.
thank you so much, William. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.